My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 25th Sunday, 22nd September 2024. The focus of our reflection: greatness is a natural desire and aspiration of everyone. There is nothing wrong in itself, but the problem is when it is wrongly understood and wrongly pursued and acquired through false ways and means. In the Gospel, the disciples were engaged in a discussion about who was the greatest. Today, we are invited to reflect once again a little deeply and sincerely about our own concept, pursuit, and means about gaining that greatness. Jesus dispels the wrong notions of greatness and clarifies what it means to be truly great and how to become rightly great. In the first place, real greatness is not something material. It does not consist in money and material possessions, but the world wrongly thinks that the more you have money and an abundance of things, the more you are great. Those who have little or less, those who are not well to do and are poor, are regarded as insignificant, unimportant, and not worthy, and thus are treated with disrespect and contempt. Accordingly, the whole concern and struggle of life of many is to accumulate as much money and material things as possible. There is a total disregard for the kind of means that are employed to acquire them. All that matters for them is to become moneyed and possess things by hook or crook. That is why we find steep materialism and consumerism, deception and unaccountability. Sane values are often thrown into the sea. And then, real greatness is not something merely social. It does not consist in power and position, status and prestige. But the world wrongly thinks that the more you are in power and authority, the more you are in a big position and hold a high social status and prestige, the more you are great. Those who are ordinary, those who do not hold a notable post or job, those who do not have an above the ordinary standing and ranking in society, are not respected and not taken seriously. Consequently, the efforts of many are always geared to climb to the higher ranks in society, regardless of the rightness of their actions. That is why we find so much spirit of power mongering and power corruption. We find corrosion of the right values and explosion of compromises. We also find excessive eagerness to dominate and suppress others with the feeling that I am superior to others, I am greater, better, and worthier than others. Further, real greatness is not merely intellectual. It does not consist in great intellectual caliber, academic excellence, and achievement, or bundles of knowledge, or reckoning honors of educative contribution. The world wrongly thinks that the more you are intelligent and competent, the more you excel academically, the more you are considered great. Those who are average or dull, those who are poor in grasping, those who have a poor performance track are despised as useless. Accordingly, some spend their enormous time and energies over their intellectual pursuits. In the process, they do not realize that they become brain-wise monsters and heart-wise dwarfs. Then, what is true greatness? How does one obtain it? The Gospel and the other readings make it clear. True greatness consists in not desiring to be placed over others, dominating and bossing over them. It is not eager to be first in power and position, but first in service. This is what Jesus did. True greatness is a commitment to God's will and mission. Subsequently, it also implies readiness and courage to face the consequences, to go through the ordeal of the way of the cross, even to the extent of death. And this is what exemplified in the life of Jesus, and this is what we find in the lives of the prophets, the righteous, exemplified by the suffering servant of Yahweh. True greatness is receiving even children, that is, the vulnerable, the uncountables, and negligibles in the society. It accepts and respects them. This is contrary to a mindset that one becomes great by association with big people. That is why often we find that great people have their own social circles or privileged elite. They create an aura around them with an air of inaccessibility and unconcern and uninvolvement. Further, true greatness consists in receiving the example of a child. Among numerous qualities of a child, in the context, those that the truly great would embody are purity and guilelessness of heart, total trust and dependence on God, love for God, and always seeking to please Him. Still further, we gather some features of true greatness from the first reading from Wisdom. To be truly great is to be righteous so as to be inconvenient and opposed to the actions of the ungodly. It is to be courageous to reproach them. It is to be gentle and forbearing even in the face of insult and torture. The second reading from the letter of James offers us some pointers to true greatness. It is to be free from all jealousy and selfish ambition. It is to be free from all disorder and every vile practice. True greatness consists in wisdom that leads to a life that is pure, peaceable, gentle, and full of mercy and good fruits, impartial, and sincere. It is to make peace and thus sow a harvest of righteousness. It is not to let loose our passions to be at war within. It is not to fight and quarrel out of avarice. Now, the direction and the imperative for our life in the ultimate analysis to be truly great is to consistently nurture spiritual tenacity and productivity and to lead a righteous and forbearing life.